Thank you to all my channel members, including my fan appreciation level members and my contributor level members, for helping support the YouTube channel. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan Cohn, and today I have my book review of the book Overture of Shadow by Wally Waltner. This is the first book in the Muses War series. This is a fantasy novel from the indie publisher Raconteur Press. I've actually done interviews with the people at Raconteur. I've actually interviewed the author, Wally Waltner, over at LibertyCon this year, so if you want to see me talk to him, that was before I read the book, and you can check that out. But I got this book while at LibertyCon, and it's been on my shelves, and I finally decided to read it, and I am so thankful that I did, because this is an utterly delightful, delightful book. The premise of this book is it is very much, I would say, it is a classic fantasy style story, but all of the magic and a lot of the world building has to do with music and art. And so because of that, it feels familiar and unique at the same time, which is exactly what you want from a new epic fantasy. I would say stylistically, this book is actually very similar to a lot of the Terry Brooks early Shannara books. The way that Wally is able to write the adventure, the journey of the characters, the way that there's mystery, the way that there is unfolding of information and exposition, the way that we're going to just really interesting locations throughout the book. That is very much Terry Brooks-like. But I don't know of anyone who has quite made their magic system so infused with art and music, and not only is the magic system infused with art, but so many of the character names have musical qualities to them. There's a character called Lydian, and there's a character called Dorian Silversong, and there's a character I forgot exactly what it was, but a lot of the characters have names that are kind of references to musical instruments or musical ideas. Oh, there's a character named Selah, which I thought was my favorite, kind of, ooh, I see what you did there, kind of a biblical reference. So there's all this great musical, magical connection to the book that I really thought made it stand out among a lot of epic fantasies right now. And the adventure of the book and just the sense of trying to do the right thing among the characters. I really enjoyed that in the book. The main premise of this book is that our main character is basically a traveling bard, but he's called back to the capital city when the head of the musical university asks him back. But when he gets there, he finds the head of the university dead. And so the whole book is about the mystery of why did the head of the university suddenly die, and what's going on with the music magic that's kind of accelerating right now, and how does this tie back to stuff from the ancient past, and who is the real murderer if there is a murderer. And so that's the basic premise of the book. And a lot of the book takes place in the capital, but a lot of the book also takes place in other locations. Particularly the last portion of the book really reminded me of the way that as I mentioned, some Terry Brooks stuff. I would say that my blurb for the book would be Wally is positioning himself to be the heir apparent to Terry Brooks, because I just was so delighted by that. The cover is by Cedar Sanderson, and there's a lot of interior cover art. It's not interior cover art, it is interior sketches in here that look really delightful. The placement of them is really perplexing, though, because there are pieces in here, and I'm like, that doesn't fit with the scene I just read, nor with the scene that comes after it. And there was one piece of artwork that's in the very end of the book, but should have been placed like 7 chapters earlier. And there's other artwork throughout the book that I'm like, man, if you had put that in a different spot, and then it would have worked better. And then there's some sketches in there that I'm like, well, what does that have to do with anything? I don't get that sketch. So I think that if the sketches had been placed immediately in the location where the event that it's depicting had happened, then I think that it would have significantly helped understanding the book, because I was kind of confused. The sketches looked nice. I'll also say I know the Raconteur Press has dabbled with AI in their artwork. I hope that's not the case with this book, because that would be really unfortunate for this book's future if they did use AI, but the cover art's nice enough. Going back to the writing of the book again, just the book has this sense of old-timiness to it. It has the sense of classic fantasy. It is not at breakneck speed like some fantasies, but it's not so slow that I'm like, all right, I want to be over with this. It is a perfectly, not perfectly, it is a very well-paced book for what it is. I really liked the main character of Dorian. I also really liked the main character of Lydian. I thought the two of them work very well together in this book. There's also two characters, Revan and Mixie, that are delightful in the book as well. I thought the villain of the book was good. I thought the king was an interesting character as well. So I thought the book was really delightful. It does have the sense of like a traditional fantasy medieval times-ish period, but then there was a few moments of other elements of world building pulled in that I'm like, that's not medieval times stuff. So it just made it interesting. It kind of, again, familiar, but with a twist, which I liked. I think that works very well for this book. I was delighted the whole time. I really had a blast. I read this in like 2 days. It's not a terribly long book, but it's decent sized. But I think that it is refreshing to have a fantasy novel that's this kind of length, like under 400 pages. And I think I think if you are the type of person that is disillusioned with a lot of modern fantasy, you want a new fantasy to you. You don't want to just keep rereading the old stuff, but you don't want some of the directions that fantasy's going. I think that this is a perfect choice for you. I'm very excited to read book 2. I believe it comes out in Q1 2026. I don't remember the exact month, but it comes out 2026, and I'm definitely planning to read book 2 because this was a delightful book. I had read one anthology by Raconteur Press, which was fine, but man, this is a great first book for me to read from them, so I'm very excited to see what they have next. Just please don't use AI in your artwork. Anyway, that is my thoughts on Overture of Shadows. Not of Shadows, Overture of Shadow. Singular. The first book in the Muses War. If you've read this book, let me know in the comment section what you thought of it, and what books do you know that have music as part of the magic system. Until next time, I'm Jonathan, and thank you for watching.